The next guest on Smart San Diego TV is our downtown area expert, joined by the executive director of the California Apartment Association in San Diego. Please welcome Nicole Hazelton and her special guest, Whitney Benzian.
All right, welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Great to have you here. Well done, Beck, on the
Thanks.
introduction. That was perfect. So, Nicole,
Yes.
renting versus owning in downtown. That's our
Yes.
discussion today, right?
Correct.
You brought the perfect person on the show
I
to
did.
have that discussion because there's a lot going on in downtown right now. Cranes are everywhere. I couldn't believe when I texted you the other day about that hole in the ground across from Petco Park. I was like, Nicole, what is going on across from Petco Park? There's a huge hole in the ground. Ballpark Village.
Ballpark Village.
Yes.
Which is why Whitney's here. He's going to tell us a little bit about it.
Yes, well, thank you for having me.
Totally.
The Ballpark Village has broken ground. It's the next big building downtown in the East Village. It's going to be 3 35-story buildings.
3 35-story
That's right.
buildings.
It's a project that's been in the works for about 10 years. Right before the recession, it was set to go. Originally conceived of by John Moores, the original owner of the Padres. It's now been passed on, and the project is under the leadership of Greystar Property Management, and it's going to have a very, very diverse set of units. It's going to have 3 bedrooms, which you don't see a lot of, studios, 2 bedrooms, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 2 baths, runs the gamut. It's going to have 45,000 square feet of retail at the bottom. It's cross street from the park, which is terrific. All these amenities. You can take the bridge to the water, not the Coronado Bridge, but the pedestrian bridge. And it's really going to be a catalyst along with Pinnacle on the park, which is a couple blocks away, to really change East Village. And it's, in many parts, it's close to, Barrio Logan. That's going to be the real game changer. This project's going to be huge, and everyone's very excited about it in the rental industry.
So Park Terrace, one of the places right there, always undervalued in my opinion in East Village. This will probably do something for Park Terrace if we're going to bring in that many units, and I'm assuming they're going to be at a higher price point, right?
That many residential units in the East Village will be huge.
Yeah.
And also 3 bedrooms. There's such a lack of 3-bedroom rental units in downtown San Diego. It will bring a higher caliber of tenant to the area.
Yeah, no question. And when it comes to trying to figure out, what's going to happen next for East Village, we see all the things that are happening way out in East Village. This is right smack dab. We're talking about right across the street from the ballpark. So this is going to help the businesses in the area. This is going to be good if we can get some 3-bedroom units, potentially have some more families in the area who can access Petco Park and that park in the park, I should say, at Petco Park. It should be really good for downtown.
Absolutely.
I think the rents, they haven't projected what they're going to be renting for, but rents are steady right now, and they're increasing. They're more or less 3.5% these days, or increases annually. The average rent right now in downtown is about $2,100 for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And this is going to be, you can expect these to be a little bit higher, but somewhere in the middle, affordable, not affordable housing technically, but affordable units and really nice high-end. It's going to be a range of prices.
I was going to say, you'd be hard up to find a 2-bedroom in East Village for $2,100.
It's rare, so that's the average.
Yeah.
That's the average.
So you're talking, that's averaging all that stuff.
All downtown.
Yeah, all of downtown. In East Village, if you're looking at a 2-bedroom, you're probably talking 25 to 28.
So that's actually, the average is 2,700 generally. So whether you're going for 3-bedroom, 2-bath, that's the average, 2,700. I misspoke.
Oh, okay.
2,200 is for 1-bedroom, 1-bath.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So that makes sense. And so we're not sure what these are going to rent for, but it's going to be an awesome spot.
Right.
We're going to turn this into a real spectacle now, I'm assuming.
I think it's
3
going to be
35-story buildings.
Right. It's going to be exciting, and it's going to really start to change. You're going to start to see the downtown skyline change dramatically with a number of other projects, but this is going to be certainly a catalyst.
Yeah. Right now, Pinnacle is just standing alone out there, and eventually it won't be.
Right. Yeah, it is kind of all by itself out there, but that's not the case in the future.
And it's important, I think I may have said it, but it's important to remember they're so close to each other too. So that's going to really bring a lot of people into the restaurants down there. Pinnacle in the park has that new Halcyon Public House, which is a great coffee shop in the park, and there's just going to be a lot of synergy.
Is there any plans for commercial in this Ballpark Village development, like on the ground floor?
Yes, indeed. 45,000 square feet. They're going to have space for restaurants and entertainment, and they're hoping, they don't have any set tenants at this point, but there's plenty of space for that.
So when are these buildings going to be up, where we can see them in the skyline?
Well, you'll start seeing them shortly. They've certainly put shovels in the ground, but they don't expect to be completed until middle of 2018. So it's a little ways away. But it's important to start thinking about, and it's going to be adding to our very low housing stock. So it's great, and it's something. It also is nice because you can plan. Okay, am I ready to move downtown? Is this somewhere I want to be? And you can start to get to know the neighborhood.
Yeah, and we're seeing a lot more, Nicole, these rental high rises. Where there's not any homes for sale. They're just for rental. They're apartments.
Right.
So when you're someone who's looking to move into downtown, I mean, you've got sort of a decision to make. Should I rent? Should I buy? What do you advise people in that situation?
I typically advise my clients to rent for a year and see which area of downtown they'd like to live in, because there's a huge difference between East Village and Little Italy, for instance. So it all depends on what you want to walk out your front door and experience in the downtown lifestyle. So do you want to be closer to the Embarcadero? Do you want to be closer to Petco Park? Are you a baseball enthusiast just looking to be really close by living in the ballpark village community? Also, what amenities that you're looking for in your community. So there are some instances it works better to own versus rent, but if you're just doing it for a year, it could be worth your while.
Okay, makes sense. Beck, you have a question?
Well, you kind of answered my question. But for someone young like myself, I do one day want to have my own place downtown. I would actually like that now. But what would you recommend so far as renting versus owning? Should I just go all out? Like, I'm going to go and buy my own place downtown, or would you recommend staying there for a year just to see what you like best?
It all depends on your personal situation, and from an investment standpoint, if you're renting a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, you're probably spending about $24,000-$25,000 a year based on those average rents from the third quarter. In the third quarter, there were 70 1-bedroom sales in downtown San Diego. They averaged a $375,000 price point. So in that first year, with your mortgage, your taxes, your insurance, you're spending about $30,000. So it's a little bit more expensive. However, you will see a tax benefit on the federal side of about $5,000 estimated. So it could make up that difference. The difference is you have to have the cash in your pocket for a down payment. So it just depends. Are you VA approved? Are you 100% financing? Can you purchase FHA with 3.5% down? If you're purchasing a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom condo, there were 13 2-bedroom sales in downtown under the $417,000 price point. So if you're staying under $417,000, if you're averaging $375,000, $380,000, you're probably going to balance out your first year, and you will gain back the initial cash investment that you put on the property in that first year of appreciation, because our rate of appreciation downtown is about 6% conservatively per year.
Yeah, it's been doing really well, surprisingly, because we've seen all these different, you see all these new developments come in and you go, all this inventory, that's going to slow things down in downtown.
Right.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
No, and the projections are, San Diego economy is stable, it's growing, unemployment's down to 5.1% now in San Diego. And there's no signs that that's going to change. The economy is growing. San Diego has a really strong demographic market, the well sought after one by the rental housing industry, which is about 20 to 34-year-olds. They're all coming downtown, and they're all making pretty good money.
Yeah, that makes sense. Nicole, one more question for you.
Sure.
So let's say I am, in Beck's situation, and I'm looking to come down, but I want to buy. I've got it in my head. I've saved up some money. I want to buy. Where's a good place for a first-time buyer or someone who's looking to come to downtown for the first time? What are some of the buildings they should be considering?
I found that the most flexibility has been in Smart Corner, which is in the East Village, where all of that development is taking place, because you can get into a studio, a 1-bedroom, a 2-bedroom within those conforming loan limits. You can finance conventional, it's FHA approved, it's VA approved.
Wow.
So you can really get into the market and break into Smart Corner, and they do have some amazing views.
Yeah. The rooftop view at Smart Corner is crazy. Getting better too as we continue to see buildings go up. Fantastic stuff. Whitney, thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Nicole, thanks for bringing Whitney. Great idea. Of course, if you have any questions about downtown real estate, call Nicole Hazelton with yoursdhome.com and stick around for more Smarter San Diego TV, where we guarantee to make you smarter than everyone else, commercial free.